I'm Ken Whiting, and this week on Paddle Tales, I'm on the outskirts of St. Louis exploring the Meramec River. And I'm doing it a little different. I'm leaving my kayak at home and I'm taking out the stand-up paddleboard and hoping to stay dry on this cool spring day. Paddle Tales is brought to you by NRS, Aquabound, Wiley X, and Body Glove. St. Louis is surrounded by water. You've got some of the biggest waterways in the country. In fact, the biggest waterways in the country, in the Missouri and the Mississippi, coming right past downtown. But St. Louis has much more water than that. There's a variety of other significant rivers that pass through or just outside of town, including the Meramec. All right, we are here at the put-in of the Meramec River, just outside city limits of St. Louis. I'm here with Natalie Rowles from Big Muddy Adventures. Well, we were supposed to do a cruisy trip down the Meramec on our stand-up paddleboards, enjoying the crystal clear, slow-moving water of the river. But it's beautiful today, but yesterday was a bit of a disaster. Big storms came through. The water level has, well, the water has been replaced with chocolate milk, it looks like, and it's way up. And so it's gonna be a fast trip. It's going to be a good test, because the other thing I'm doing today is I'm testing the Body Glove Performer stand-up paddleboard. Well, I'll be honest, I'm not much of a stand-up paddler, so I'll be testing the board, and this river will be testing me.
So usually this river, when we run it, it's about at 1 foot.
Yeah.
It's currently at 11, so it is up a bit from what we typically do, but it is in flood stage and it should still be fun, just a little faster.
Should we go for a swim? I mean, a paddle?
Don't jinx us already. The Meramec is one of the longest free-flowing rivers in the state of Missouri. It flows about 218 miles from the headwaters in Steelville all the way to the Mississippi, right near St. Louis.
That's a lot of water. And the Meramec is one of the most popular rivers for locals to go experience, not only because it's a beautiful run that has gravel sandbars and winds its way through the foothills of the Ozarks, but it's a friendly river.
It's a great river for everyone to float, but not at all levels. So when it's high like it is now at 11 feet, and the water is going over the shore and moving through the trees, it becomes more of an advanced paddling trip. But at low water, when it's more of a float, it's a great paddle for everyone.
When I think of different places to paddle, one of the last places I think about is paddling in a forest. Little did I know that going to paddle the Meramec, we'd actually be paddling the Meramec Forest. The nice thing about paddling in the forest is there's no current there. If there was current, there'd be a danger element. You don't want to mess around with trees, branches, fallen wood, anything with current. But the fact that it was calm water in there, it was just flooded forest.
Paddling into the tree line is a pretty special experience. It's something that you only get to do at higher water levels, and it feels a little bit magical in a sense. So funny! Oh my gosh, where is it, guys?
I'm a paddler. I like all types of paddling. I like kayaking, I like canoeing, I like stand-up paddling. I like any type of paddling. Put a paddle in my hand, I'm happy. But put a stand-up paddle in my hand and ask me to stand up, I'm happy, but I'm a little bit of a fish out of water. I truly feel like a newborn giraffe on a stand-up paddleboard with wobbly legs, trying to hold it together. My legs are shaking a little bit, and I'm just looking forward to the next moment where I can drop. I have an excuse to drop to my knees and take a break.
Oh, nice. Can you scoot your board that way a little?
Oh, sorry, this is my spot.
I really enjoy stand-up paddling because it brings a lot of diversity to your day. You know, you're not just sitting in one position. You can sit, stand, kneel. You can catch things that would otherwise be, you know, feel different to catch. And it adds a little extra challenge to a paddling trip.
The cool thing about the Meramec is whether the water's low or high, it's got a varied landscape. I mean, you've got these beautiful green forests and then beautiful bluffs, rock walls, and it really has a great assortment of landscapes to enjoy. And even though it's very close to St. Louis, you feel like you're in the middle of the wilderness. I mean, you are. You rarely see any signs of civilization. Sometimes the coolest thing about paddling trips is the things that you don't expect to see. And in some cases, not even paddling. I mean, when we were talking about coming to the Meramec River, I was looking forward to cruising down a river and seeing gravel bars. Obviously the water's too high for that, but look where we can get into. You never know what you're gonna find.
So the Meramec River used to be one of the dirtiest rivers in the state, but it's actually, one of the cleanest rivers now after a massive restoration project that began a few decades ago.
Well, that about does it for this trip down the Meramec, and it's been a good one. I thought at the put-in that this might be a really fast, log flume ride down a river with so much water, but it's been really cool to explore different parts of the river in the trees, and the fact that the water is dirty, well, it just added a different dimension. So I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and if you have, please subscribe to Paddle TV if you haven't already. Give the video a thumbs up. If you want to do this trip on the Meramec and you're in the area, definitely give Big Muddy Adventures a call. And stay tuned for the full review of the SUPs, the stand-up paddleboards that both Natalie and I were paddling today, the Body Glove Performers, because I'm going to be doing a full in-depth review of this kayak. Until then, we'll see you soon for more paddling adventures. Success! Oh!